Cloudy, Vermilion's favorite ferryman. 1905 to 1906, Louis Noel, a man of French-Canadian origins, and his young wife Mary, from Erie, Pennsylvania, arrive in Vermilion, Ohio. They have been married for 9 years. She is 25, he is 33. They have no children. Noel eventually obtains a lease to operate a small ferry concession on the northwest corner of a swamp located on the northeast banks of the Vermilion River. Before him, in 1896, the concession had been leased by Pete Weil, who was a concessionaire and resident of Linwood Park. After him, in 1899, a man by the name of Norman Ansel Foster held the lease. Because the rights to the lease and the ferry service did not belong to the Linwood Park Company, the person holding the lease to the concession had to pay a fee to the park to leave the west gate open, in order to allow passengers access and egress to the ferry. Cloudy's original ferry was a 20-foot flat-bottomed boat named Gertrude. Late Vermilion historian George Wakefield recalled that
it was an open craft with benches on either side, powered by a single engine near the stern. There was always a big pile of life preservers at the stern, and a large American flag flew aft. He steered her with a rope that ran athwartship. When he docked, he would shut the engine off in just the right place, coast into the dock, and gently toss a line around a pile to bring her to a slow stop. One of his favorite tricks was to start the engine by rocking the boat. He would set the flywheel near the ignition and roll the boat just right, and his Des Moines engine would take off like a pet steam engine. He would then dance a jig as the boat moved in a small curve to the east dock, singing as they went.
The fare was a nickel. He would later also use tokens for this purpose. Small American and/or red flags were kept in pipes on either dock, and when passengers wanted to cross they would wave them to get his attention. At night he used oil lamps on his docks, and later electric lights with switches to signal. When the Gertrude had finally seen her best days, local boat builders, Henry Gertz and Jim Brooks, built a new round-bottom boat called the Mary N. They put the old engine in her, and Cloudy was back in business. In time, the day of the automobile overwhelmed the ferrying trade, just as it did the interurban electrics that ran across northern Ohio. Although it is true that the dark and handsome clown in bib overalls, who habitually traded jibes with the Gillnetters, and danced and sang his way whilst criss-crossing the Vermilion River, was viewed with some disdain by proper folk, his antics delighted most of those who knew him. He was in fact the star of Old Vermilion Harbor.